All I wanted was a cool game about flying a falcon. That's all I wanted. Welcome, everybody, to the only show on the internet. I am Bennett / Handsome German now. I decided that. That's me now. And I'm here today presenting to you the Falconeer. Now, I received a free review copy of this title, and I'm very grateful for it. Oh, okay, wonderful. I always check, whenever I look at the options menu, on the German language, Deutsch, if it says Deutsch or Deutsche. If it says Deutsche, that means the localization did a bad job, because that's the difference between German the language and Germans the people. So, you know, that's a really good hallmark of a decent localization for it to say Deutsch. It's amazing how many people make that mistake. Anyway, so what is this game? So this game is the Falconeer. It's kind of an open world aerial combat game. I'm going to just let you listen to that.
Horizon. They decide the winds. They decide the anchors. But seldom do they see the base of their tower. Its rotting foundation.
So the only times the writing in this game is good is when this weird old lady is talking during loading screens. Now, I let this loading screen play out. I could have also skipped it. The game loads very quickly on an SSD. So let's, before we get into a mission, let's just have a look around. What can you do in this game? You can move left, you can move, right, and you can remember which direction is which. That's fine. You can shoot with a weapon that you bought from a store. You can do these really cool dive maneuvers where you plunge into the water. If there's any fish around, your falcon, or in my case, I guess kind of dragon? I guess this is more of a dragon than a falcon. Can eat the fish to recover health. You can pick up treasure chests floating around. And that's pretty much all the interactivity you're going to get out of the world while you're just roaming around. Now, these arrows over here indicate the direction from which you can land at the settlement. There's a bunch of settlements all over the map, which all have the same interface, roughly. It is really windy outside. Ignore that. If anything, it just adds to the flavor of the review, really. So, you click around. There's always a weird, creepy lore keeper guy hanging out who just tells you about boring stuff, because I'm going to be honest, you might enjoy this story that's all about prolonging the lease on a mining operation so that the city doesn't fall into poverty, but I personally just got really bored of it, just pretty much instantly. I'm going to briefly let you listen to some of the voice acting during the mission briefing, just so you can get an idea of whether you would like it. Is this a better version? Nope, this is the same gun I already have. To give you a bit of an idea what the voice acting is like, in the first chapter is actually a character that's voiced by the narrator from Disco Elysium, and it's pretty fair to say that it was the best part of the entire game, was just to get to listen to that guy again.
Devices we need for our...
Alright, so let's get to a mission. Yep, they need advanced targeting devices. So, I'm somewhere in Chapter 2 right now. I'm going to just let you listen to the voice acting real quick.
Have offered to assist us with acquiring some Mansa devices. We shall be stealing a Mansa Prodicus ship.
A Borgia infiltrator will be aboard a resupply mission from Basilicus Secundus. Sabotage, plus a conveniently staged pirate attack, will leave the Prodicus crew in desperate need of rescue.
The first task is to attract some local pirates. There's a minefield here. Clear it. The explosions should attract some attention. Once the pirates arrive...
Oh my god, I can't take it anymore. It's so boring. Alright. So, everything in this game is really bargain bin intrigue and scheming and politics of oh, these people have the rights to this area, these people have this kind of technology, but nothing really seems to matter all that much because, you know, you're a fucking dragon or falcon or whatever you're playing as at that particular moment. So something that you notice immediately is that it's incredibly boring to just traverse the world. There are some jet streams, but those are lightning bolts. I honestly don't think that I've seen a jet stream. It's here on the map, and now it's getting so dark that all I can see on the screen is myself. I really like it when games get that dark. Luckily, you know, since this game lacks any of the interesting bits of navigation that other games would have, like finding a way around a wall or seeing something cool in the distance, because there really isn't anything cool in the distance ever. The developer, which I'm pretty sure was mostly developed by just one person, and that is definitely commendable, added a fast travel button to the game that will occasionally pop up, like it just did, whenever there is nothing to do but fly ahead. So, you know, it really makes you wonder why even bother? Why even bother having these sections of flying in a straight line for a long time?
Close by.
If there's nothing to do. If the game immediately tells you, hey, you should probably skip this, nothing's gonna happen. And sometimes games that have long travel segments will include dialogue that like further establishes the kind of mission you're on or something about the characters and the world. Unfortunately, everyone in this game is written incredibly generically. Like,
Imperials blowing up their own baubles. Afraid something might hit back, eh? Here we are, Imperial.
oh, I think he died before he got to finish that sentence.
Forces, we are damaged. Take water.
So,
Good to see some Imperials.
I don't even remember what I was saying, but let's talk about combat. Combat is terrible. It's awful. I don't know how anyone could possibly consider this game good in any way. I think I was just shooting at my ally because I can't tell these people apart. So, you fly around and you press X to lock on to somebody, and then you try to shoot the little white circle that represents where the enemy will be. You have like a little dodge roll that costs a little bit of your blue energy, which you can refill by doing dives or flying through updrafts. But that's it. You can't do a cool flip or anything. You can't outmaneuver enemies in any real way that requires anything resembling finesse. So that just now was a fire pot which shoots a bunch of homing projectiles. It's very powerful against ships, but completely useless against airborne targets.
Your distance. You can see
And this is the game. This is the best the game is going to be throughout your entire playtime.
She'll recognize.
This is the most fun you're going to have.
She'll recognize
Just
your innocence.
shooting at an enemy target from very far away
It's good to see some Imperials. She'll recognize.
as it's moving slowly to try and escape you. Oh my god. So, the biggest problem with this game is that it's unbelievably dull. It is just so boring to do anything in this game, which is especially problematic considering that a lot of the time you're not even doing anything. So, oh here's some pirates for me to take down. This is probably the most exciting mission that I've had this entire game. And, you know, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. So, there's this ship that's been taken over, I think. I honestly don't know. Okay. really most of the time just follow whatever the waypoint is telling you to do. You're not gonna miss anything. There's no liberty in how to approach a mission. It's just, oh, mission complete, return. Cool. I guess I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna complete the mission and then... Why would the fast travel put me this far away from the city? Why can't it just put me there where I want to be? So I don't have to figure out which of the two specific angles I can use to actually land, which is just super annoying.
And our attention turns again.
Alright, what's this mission?
They have assaulted North Gate.
That doesn't tell me anything. That's just an event that happened. That is terrible. Alright, let's see what else there is. Yep, there's a shop. You can use the money that you get from missions and kills to buy items. I pretty much just decked out my bird in all kinds of regen power-ups, which worked really well for me because it makes me basically invincible. Enemies can't really deal enough damage to me to kill me. Now, something that I actually do really like is the fact that the game is very critical of the alterations that you can make to your bird, which is actually quite interesting. So here you can see that Stark Blood stimulates the adrenal glands into permanent fear responses, improving the agility of your warbird. So it will constantly tell you, hey, these modifications that you're making to your bird, they're kind of messed up. And I find that interesting, but there's also no real penalty to it from what I can tell, because the bird is literally just treated like it's an airplane. Nobody really cares about the health of your bird, it's just flavor text.
Our attention turns again.
But I did like that, like the upgrade to your movement speed specifically says, oh yeah, it speeds up the metabolism, which is going to, you know, cause your bird to become haggard. But it's also going to cause it to become lighter and therefore faster, which I don't know if that necessarily makes sense, considering that it'll lose a bunch of muscle mass too, but... Alright, Flames lost our attention. Yeah. Okay. So let's do another mission. I'm just going to skip this dialogue, because it's all just blah, blah, blah. Go here. The pirates are bad. This faction is bad. These guys are bad. And we need to do blank so that we can have more money. Oh, look, there's a little updraft. When you get into an updraft, it pushes you up and it refills your blue energy that you can use to accelerate and to do rolls. So that's always nice. Another thing about the game that I genuinely really love is the fact that the fire pots and similar special weapons that I showed off earlier briefly are recharged by flying through thunderstorms, which are... Oh, there's actually one in the top left corner of the map. Over there, I can fly through it real quick to demonstrate. And that is actually a super cool mechanic. I think that is thematically incredibly neat. Like all of this lightning striking the backpack where the special weapons are stored, and then you have to dive out of the thunderstorm before your weapons overheat and start damaging you. And that mechanic is so cool, it baffles me that it's in a game this incredibly boring. Because as you can see here, I just had to fly in a straight line for way too long. There's nothing interesting to be seen. There's no dialogue establishing anything new. There's no scenery. It's all just water for the most part. There's no enemies to fight or avoid on the way. There's no little things that you can pick up in the environment. I found one treasure chest over the course of 3.5 hours of gameplay, and it was just kind of floating in the middle of the water. No real big deal. Just pick it up, drop it off, and that's it. So the combat continues to be basically nothing. You figure out where the enemy is, and then you swing around. And what's happening over there? Why is this an enemy? I thought those were allies. Okay. Oh, retake. Got it. Okay, so this was taken over by enemies. Oh, I guess I might as well show off this little mechanic. Did I get it? Yep. So one of the many items that you can pick up when diving into the water is mines. And they actually will deal a whole lot of damage if you drop them off over enemy targets. And that's another mechanic that's really cool. But as you can see, the mission is like is about to wrap up already. Oh, I already fired a shot. Nice, and that was a good hit. And it's already destroyed. Wow, what a cool boss fight, right, guys? What a cool boss fight. What an epic climax to this mission. Where's the bugs? Also, it's really annoying me. I like these bugs. I think they're called razor beetles. I like them a lot more than any of the birds that I've unlocked. So I would really prefer to play one of those. But I don't get to. At least not yet. It's very possible that you get to unlock them later on in the game. Actually, it would surprise me if you couldn't. Because their design is pretty neat. The developer clearly likes them. Oh cool, a friendly vessel here to remove more gameplay from the area. Sweet. Oh.
The true culprits have already gone.
Alright. Okay, mission complete. Return. Now, the true boredom of this game was within the first 3 hours of it. There were way too many missions that just, oh, check over here. Oh, nothing's there. Check over here. Nothing's there. Check over here. Nothing's there. Okay, I guess nothing's there. Let's go back home. And that mission took 10 minutes, it felt. It felt like 10 minutes. But it might as well have been 2 for all I know, because I was so incredibly bored, time started to just dilate to a ridiculous extent. These missions that I'm playing right now have a lot more action in them, and I can appreciate that. The problem is that the action itself is just really bare bones and stupidly lazy. There is no finesse to the combat. You just lock on to an enemy, and then you shoot roughly in their direction.
Let's enter the fray.
And then they die. Okay, boom, gone. It's... I don't need any friendly vessels. This is way too easy as is. Watch me die immediately after saying this. So, the best way to fight anything is to hit it twice and then it dies. Is to lock onto it, figure out where it is, and then fly in circles until you get behind it, which eventually you will. It's... it's just so unbelievably dull. And any attempt the game makes at mixing things up with new enemy types just falls flat because... oh well, oh look at this big crab ship. Isn't that cool? Well, it would be cool if you hadn't already shown me those in the first chapter, and if they took any amount of skill or even effort to destroy. Really, all you gotta do is shoot it. Did I already destroy it? Are you fucking kidding me? This thing must have taken months to build, and then some random dude on a Falcon shows up and takes it out in 2 minutes while talking inanely into a microphone. That was the boss fight. I don't even think it hit me. I don't even think I didn't even defeat it on purpose. I didn't even realize that I was killing it. Mission complete. Return. And imagine doing this for 20 hours. And if you want to do this for 20 hours, then the Falconeer is the perfect game for you. If what I just showed you looked cool,
What a,
don't be fooled.
a giant
It's not.
monster from the dead.
It's boring.
Free to attack.
It requires no skill. There's nothing to learn. You don't get any better at the game. You just do missions until your character levels up. You don't get to spend any stat points to customize your character. No, when you level up, you get better at everything. And if your level isn't high enough, then an enemy is just going to kill you in 2 shots to let you know that you need to go elsewhere and level up more. This game is bizarre because it was so competently made in every single aspect. Everything about this game, save for maybe the voice acting and the writing, is great until you actually play the damn thing. And it's not like it's a buggy or glitchy game at all. No, it works really well. Everything works as intended. The frame rate is stable. Everything about this game, it could have been so good if the combat was there, and if the missions didn't waste your time flying from one nothing to the next. I can't stand this game. I actively despise it. And I don't think anyone should play it. This game isn't a mess. It's a really competently made, incredibly boring piece of garbage. It's bizarre. Well, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you feed the algorithm by mentioning your favorite bird and or flying creature in the comments. And tell me why it's ducks. Tell me why ducks are your favorite birds. Because they're everyone's favorite birds. And just keep in mind that I do have a filter on for potentially inappropriate comments because I know exactly what some of you people are gonna write. Thank you so much for watching. I'm out. Don't buy the Falconeer. Okay, Anban. You can say it now. Are you asleep? Yeah. There we go.